Welcome, pottery people. We're back at it at Nodakian After Hours. I'm Shelly, that's me, and I am here today at Dakota Media Access recording away from my studio into this gorgeous studio, and we're gonna make it a heck of a mess with clay everywhere. So today, let's start throwing, and I'll tell you a little bit about the guest we have here. Oh, I missed the mark. Urgh. So pottery, my life, my love. Second, hearing people's stories. Today we have Johnathan Campbell, self-proclaimed lazy photographer. That was not me, because I think he's anything but lazy. I've seen his posts, I've seen his social media, getting up in the wee hours just to get these gorgeous shots. Guy in the sly, Johnathan Campbell.
Hello.
How are
thanks
you?
for having me.
Thanks for being here today.
This is a little challenging. It's reaching back to my youth.
So you said you have pottery experience.
Sort of.
Tell me about it.
Well, many years ago, I earned a bachelor's in visual art from the University of North Dakota.
Okay.
And I had to take some filler art classes to get that degree.
Did you just call this filler?
I might have.
That's okay.
So my last semester, I took pottery on the wheel, and I often would go to throw Saturday morning after spending Friday night out. So and
Get the spins in
and
all
we didn't
directions.
have these nice electric wheels. We had kick wheels.
Oh.
So my pottery wasn't the best in the world.
But you showed up.
I did.
You showed up.
Then
maybe
I found
threw
out
up, and you got it done.
I never threw up.
With this, like
It was close.
Okay.
But then I found out the class was self-graded.
At the end,
Yes.
the catch.
And I gave myself a C.
Oh, the honors.
My pots were, the bottoms were so thick you could have used them for armor plating.
Okay. So you need somebody that lives by the honor system. It's this guy, self-proclaimed
Yes.
lazy photographer and humble grader. I like it. I like it.
I just blew up my first pot.
That's okay. We got lots of clay. Studio's just right around the corner if I need to get more. So, fast forward. You went to school, fine arts. You did pottery filler. Who doesn't love filler? Burger with good filler, always good. Fast forward today. What keeps you going? What keeps you getting up in the morning?
Obviously not ceramics. But we're good.
Okay.
What gets me up in the morning? Just enjoying life. I like to me, as a photographer, everything's about taking a picture.
Okay.
You know, I almost always have a camera with me and not my phone. I hardly ever take pictures with my phone.
Really?
No.
So you're not snapping these like
No, not very
selfies?
often. If it's all I have, maybe, but
Okay.
I'm not taking photographs to record a memory or a moment.
Okay.
You know, it's to create a scene, capture a scene, whether I'm doing night photography or chasing wildlife. It's more about the image, how it looks, and not what's in it.
Okay.
You know,
How do you feel about photography on our phones? Because everybody thinks they're a photographer now.
it's okay if your goal is just to make a memory.
Just to capture the
But-
day-to-day.
It kind of annoys me is I can take a photo that you could put it on your wall as a big poster, and it's just absolutely crystal clear, and then people are comparing it to their cell phone picture, you know, which looks great on Facebook, but
Yeah, blown up.
you try to make a nice image of that. Yeah,
Completely different story.
you know. So I think photography's been a little degraded because of that.
Okay.
You know, but
Totally
you
understandable.
know, it's no different than back in the film day when you had an Instamatic compared to a 35 millimeter.
Okay.
You know, it's you're capturing a moment, but if you're going to do more than that, you're not going to be able to do it with that Instamatic.
I like how you've summed that up. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. So if you want to start with a fresh ball of clay, you absolutely can.
I've started this one.
Okay.
Something's going to happen with it.
You're going to finish this one. Yes. This is what we're looking for. Ah, and then
Maybe
I just
I'm
goofed up on mine. I'm going to start over myself.
Too. But
Okay, so this night photography, tell me about it. We've got one up here, which is gorgeous, and then I know you do light drawing.
I do light painting and
Light painting.
which is essentially the same as like this back one of this is Devil's Tower. Yes, Devil's Tower. You know, light painting is that I'm getting in front of the camera and taking a light source. I use LED lights or electroluminescent wire, and I'm literally dancing in front of the camera.
Electroluminescent wire.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a wire that's coated in phosphorus and a plastic coating that's colored. So when electricity is applied to it, it glows.
Oh.
You know, and it's wire, so you can shape it.
Okay.
You know.
But it's electric. Do you plug it into a wall?
It's a battery. It has
okay.
a battery pack on it.
Okay.
You know.
Oh, that's kind of cool. And you just capture it with long exposure?
Yeah, long exposures.
Okay.
2-3 minutes is not unusual.
Does that seem like forever?
No.
Or does it go pretty quick?
It goes quite quick because you're moving the whole time. You can't, I'm in this image behind us. I'm actually standing there.
You can't see you though.
But that's because it takes me about 30 seconds to draw each element, and then I have to move and do the other one, but I'm constantly moving, so the camera's not picking me up.
You're just a ghost in the picture.
Yeah, you know, and you can do things like that. You can pause your head and pick up your face, you know, for long enough to see it, but you can see through it.
Okay.
You know, you can do a lot of cool things with long exposure.
That is so neat. Favorite session you've had with long exposure? When, where, and what did you do? And are you usually by yourself? Do you have people with you?
Occasionally people go with me, but because it's late, most people don't want to go out. And a lot of people don't understand what I'm doing. They don't understand the light painting.
Okay.
They don't understand that it's an active, I'm not doing this on a computer. I'm actually drawing with light.
Oh, I am just failing today, and that's okay.
Well, I'm okay with that. It makes me look better.
We're just... So most people don't understand your process. Now, when you're doing light painting, are you doing it for the performance for yourself?
It's not about the performance. It's about the final product.
Okay, it is about the end product.
But one thing that with light painting, and it's easy to light paint and just do abstract, but to actually draw something, it does. You have to, because you're in complete darkness. I mean, you're out. There's no light.
Okay.
Other than starlight.
Okay.
So if you're drawing like this, there's 4 elements to this, which each one I have to draw separately. So I have a line of lights laying on the ground in front of me, not turned on. I just have to know where they are.
Oh man.
And I pick one up and I draw it, turn it off, and I throw it, get it out of the way, and grab the next one.
Okay.
So you have to place with your feet, and the longer you go, the more likely you are to lose track of where you're standing.
Gotcha.
Well,
so very similar to pottery.
Yeah.
You have that muscle memory learned.
Yeah.
This is here, and you're.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So yeah, it's like not looking at your pottery while you're going. It's real easy to lose control.
Like I was doing, because I'm so like, tell me more. And my pot's. Isn't it funny how our fields are so completely different, but that field of focus is so similar?
Well, it's that creativity, and it's all. It doesn't matter what art you're doing.
This is true.
Photography is one of those things that you can be technically really good at it, and in the end not have art.
Same with pottery.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people who are, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've seen examples of ceramicists that technically have it down. They can tell you the ins and outs of it, but their pieces, they're a little sterile. Which...
And all of my photography, it's all manual. There's no auto settings. You can't do night photography, light paint, and let the camera try to take the photo. You have to set it all up, and you have to do it in the dark. You have to know your camera like the back of your hand.
I took one photography class and I just left it on manual. I had no, of course, back in those college days, well, you came to class Saturday to throw, not feeling so hot. Sometimes that was me too. But I guess when you pick up on your passion, you know what it is and you focus. So tell me a little bit. So you do these gorgeous light drawings, just energetic, full of fun, full of life. Then you actually go out and you search for this energetic life and catch animals on the sly and...
Yeah, and that's where the lazy photographer comes in.
Okay.
I really enjoy doing wildlife. Mostly it ends up being birds because all that is done from the road. I'm not out.
So you don't even have to get out.
Yeah, you're going out to places where they're hanging out in the trees. I mean, occasionally if there's something, I'll go out walking. But I don't want to have to deal with ticks and mosquitoes.
Ugh.
So I get you can get some pretty good stuff from the car.
Now, I remember, this is going to touch on to another guest, but I remember my first car. It was a 1982 Buick, and that sucker had seats like a lazy boy in it. I could see not wanting to get out of it ever. I mean, yeah, I kind of skipped some classes and hung out in my car because it was so comfortable. Do you have a vehicle where you can just lounge and...
I had a year ago, I got a Jeep Renegade.
Okay.
Which is a smaller car. It doesn't really feel small.
That's always a good thing.
But previous to that, I had a Chevy 1500 HD King Cab.
Just with the words King in it, it sounds cozy.
So, without the bed in it, it was big as most cars.
Okay.
So it was a good platform for doing photography. It's a little harder in the Renegade. My lens is pretty big. It's probably it's probably about 18 inches long.
Holy smokes!
So you're swinging it around. You hit the ceiling and
take out your mirror and
But if you see me out, my head will be sticking out the window. And
do you have a moonroof?
No.
Just like ejector seat up. Oh, fun! So now, I know photography. That's instantly what I think of when somebody says, "Oh, Johnathan Campbell," but there's a lot more to you.
Yeah.
Tell us more. Like, what do you do when you're not photographing?
I collect cameras.
Okay.
Which I guess is sort of photography, and that was not purposeful. Once I got back, I got, I have a bachelor's in visual art, and it was mostly photography. And I didn't really do it for many years. Joined the real world and worked and.
I know that story loud and clear.
In 2014, I decided I'm going to buy a camera. So I just bought a cheap digital camera and really got into it. Well, then people started going, "Do you want my old film camera?" And the next thing I know, I have 20 film cameras. I was like, I'm not a collector though. I'm going to use these. And I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I just said to myself, it's obviously I'm a collector. I'm just going to embrace it.
Okay.
So I think I have about 350 cameras total.
I was just going to ask. 300.
Yeah. And I do film too. I shoot a lot of film. I do have a dark room.
So you have your own personal studio to use?
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. Now, let's touch back on this 350 camera business. This is intriguing to me because you're 15 cameras away from having a camera a day project.
Oh, never thought about that. I don't know. I probably need a few more. Some of them probably don't work.
Maybe just take a picture of them.
Well, I've done that actually on Facebook. I've done like a month of cameras, just for the fun of it, I guess.
Man, you could have your own rip-away calendar. Yeah. Your pinups of, that's fun. I really like that. Now, are these cameras in your collection like tacked on your walls? Are they all out for you to enjoy?
In our house, the upstairs belongs to my wife. The basement is mine. And she says to everybody, I don't go in the basement. So I basically have a room that's full of cameras.
Okay.
They're on shelves and bookcases.
I'm starting to get that with pottery wheels. I love them. I can't turn one down. It's like, it could be puppies, and then I'd be in a world of hurt, because I love puppies too.
That would be a lot of work, collecting puppies.
So I know you rescued a puppy.
We did.
Yeah, tell us about your rescued puppy, because I actually looked at that pooch's profile. Your dog had a profile up on...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
We got him in Jamestown.
He is
I can't
stinking
think of the rescue that.
cute.
But we lost we had 2 dogs that we lost to old age. I think 2019.
It's the best way to lose them.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
it wasn't easy.
If it was a...
One needed daily insulin shots, another one had dementia, so.
They live full good lives.
They did, but we lost those, and I wasn't really ready for another one yet.
Okay.
You know, and I think my wife wasn't quite ready yet, but the pandemic hit, and she had to work from home. I was still able to go in, and she's just like, I need a dog.
Need something. It's pure isolation.
You know, so the beginning of the pandemic, it wasn't really even going yet.
That guy,
What do
come in here and scrape your hands clean and scrape your wheel clean. And now it'll stick down.
Use this?
Use your wooden one.
Use one of
This one will cut you. There you go. And just get it nice and not wet, and stick the dry piece of the clay to the not wet piece of the wheel. And you're off and running.
It was 35 years ago,
That's fine. It's like riding a bike.
and I was usually hungover, so. But yeah,
But you're here today, and you're not hungover, and life is good. So back to pandemic and your wife's
Yeah,
dog.
so the pandemic's just getting going. They're just starting the stuff, and there's this dog in Jamestown. And she's like, well, let's go get it, she says. And we drive down there. Rest areas are closed. You know.
That's right.
It was closed, and there was just a weird feeling there. You know, nobody knew what was happening.
Ghost townish.
But we drove down there, and we stopped to use the bathroom at Runnings, which is just deserted, and that's where they brought the dog to meet us.
Okay.
We met him out in the parking lot, and he said, yeah, he's going home with us. And he slept in a crate in the back the whole trip back, and he was crate trained, and
Oh, so he liked his
he was
crate.
the best behaved dog I've ever seen. And he's still fairly well behaved, but he does act up now and then. He's gotten too comfortable. But he's just Max. He's just been a wonderful dog.
And what type of breed is he? He's
He's
got that gorgeous beard.
He's a miniature schnauzer.
Mini
I
schnauzer.
mean, so he was a registered dog. And he was purebred.
So he's got a little strut,
Yeah, he does.
a little spoiled little strut.
Yeah, he lives for one thing, and that's his greenie at night.
Oh, he likes the greenies.
Yeah, he only gets one a day, and it's usually around 8 o'clock, and you know when it's 8 o'clock. Well, he actually probably starts about 6:30, begging.
There is nothing more precious than a begging dog. Those eyes they put on for us, I love it. So you said your dog has gotten too comfortable and misbehaves.
He's not horrible, but yeah, he was so well behaved when we got him. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't get on the furniture without permission, or he didn't do anything without permission.
Maybe
he's a little looser. He's still now, like he doesn't like to get on the bed without permission.
Okay.
And when we first put him on the bed, he had never been on a bed, I don't think.
Oh.
Because he wanted down. He was not comfortable.
What is this?
And now it's like he's ready to go to bed before we are.
Now, you're comfortable in life, I'm hoping. Maybe not. What do you do to misbehave? When you get too comfortable, how do you cut loose? Shake things up.
I will randomly go find a gravel road to drive down.
Burnouts? Peel outs?
No.
No?
No.
Just taking it in.
Taking it in, I like to hit the back roads and just go see what I can find.
See if you can get lost.
Well, as I said to my wife, you can't really get lost. If you go far enough one direction, you're in Minnesota. If you go too far the other direction, you're in Montana. And they won't let you into Canada.
Is there a favorite go-to road that you consistently go to?
There's a few. I mean, I regularly like to go out to Mackenzie Slough. There's a gravel road that goes right through the slough, and it's just fun to drive through there and even listen sometimes for all the birds that are out there. I mean, it's a world. Birders come from all over the world to go to Mackenzie Slough.
I bet. No, whooping cranes, right?
Not up
No,
there,
not
in that
quite
area.
that far?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some in that area a little farther away. But, there's, I don't know how many species of duck out there, ibis. The blackbirds are everywhere. I probably have 10,000 photos of blackbirds because I see one posing and I can't leave it.
I gifted my folks a picture of a meadowlark that you did. And it's sitting on a fence post, kind of a disheveled fence post with barbed wire, and I just love it. I actually should sneak it out of my childhood home and take it with me because I love it that much.
Did you get that from the article?
I did, yeah. I'm sure you've taken so many, but if you were to see it in person, you would probably be like, oh yeah.
I'm sure I would remember it.
Does every picture take you back to that moment?
Yeah. A lot of times I look at my older photos and I think, ooh, I've gotten so much better.
Same with pottery.
And some of that's, my equipment is better, But some of it's just skill.
I was just going to say, it has to be skill because new equipment, you have to learn it the more you pick up on. So all of these years of photography, you said you started back up in 2014. I took an 18-year absent myself. What is your biggest success? Like, what have you learned or made the biggest leap in these last 11 years that you're like, dang, brother, I did it?
I think what the thing is, I earned a degree in art, not to be an artist. My life goal was to be the fossil preparator at the Heritage Center.
Okay.
Which I did for 11 years. But
goal accomplished.
Yeah, I had some health problems I had to deal with and started doing other things. And I had no plans of ever thinking I was going to use that degree I earned and be an artist.
Okay.
I thought those had passed, but I got that camera and it's like, I'm going to join the Downtown Artist Co-op. Just show some of this work.
Now, how long have you been with the Downtown Artist Co-op?
I think I joined in 2014, but in 2015, I was actually asked if I wanted to be a full member.
Yeah.
And I had to think about that hard. I mean, because if you're going to do that, you're essentially saying you're going to do this professionally. And it's like, yeah, I'm going to give this a go. So I started doing this, and my work got better and better, and I started doing night photography and light painting. And in 2017, I was selected as one of the artists in residence at state parks. Which kind of was a big surprise because I didn't think I was worthy, but after that it kind of just exploded. I've done multiple shows, solo shows, North Dakota Art Gallery Association. I've done the traveling shows. I was a artist in residence again for state parks at Cross Ranch. I've done the North Dakota Museum of Art, McCanna House.
I remember that one.
And I love to do solo shows. I like putting a big show together.
I do too.
And photography, everybody looks at it online now.
Okay.
People still will print their family photos and stuff, but most people, a photo's good enough. I saw it online.
It's not good enough, though.
And my photography, I mean, I'm going to print it, 16 by 20, maybe bigger, and it looks totally different hanging on a wall than it does. It's pretty online, but there's details, and it's just so much more having a real photo.
It affects you in person compared to online.
Yes. And Facebook photos, Facebook compresses everything, and you lose details, and they're just not as nice.
Details, personality, the possible chance of catching you in the gallery.
Yeah.
That's always. So photography now, what else, so when you kick your shoes off, well, you put your shoes on, but when you let your hair down and you go out on these gravel roads, what does your day-to-day look like? Because I'm guessing you're not just driving around every day looking for things to capture.
No, I mean, I make a little money on photography. I don't make enough to do more than, pay for a camera now and then.
For your habit.
But, so, I mean, I do have a day job, but my day job is pretty interesting too. I work for the State Historical Society of North Dakota, and I've done that. I've been doing with the State Historical Society, I think 23 years.
Okay.
But I'm coming up on my 30th anniversary this summer.
Wow,
with the
good
state.
for you.
So, but I'm currently the site supervisor for the former Governor's Mansion and Camp Hancock State Historic Sites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is always something going on at these. You guys have to check it out. There's always something going on.
Yeah, we, especially in the summer, we do weekly programs, a lot of crafting, sometimes some history thrown in there. We are historic sites, but yeah.
Learning made fun.
We're community space. That's what we try to be, is community space. We're not just, tourists coming through, but we want to use that space to support the community, let the people come in and use that house, as kind of their space, and we get kids that just come and hang out, and, we have a playroom there.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been years since I have gone and visited. I think in a lot of these episodes, you guys are going to realize that I don't do a whole lot but this. My head's always in the mud. What can I do to get out of that mindset? You're a creative. You're probably like, my head's always behind the camera.
It's not, it's not easy to just let go of something. I mean, if you have a passion for it, it kind of becomes your life. But sometimes you just got to set it down and
just put it on the schedule. Today I will do this.
It's like, maybe I want to leave my camera at home this time and just
that must be tough.
Oh, it is. It's like, there's the perfect shot. Left my camera.
But you can appreciate that.
I may not have a pot today.
That's okay. You know what? I'm not going to have a pot either. It's okay. Totally okay.
It is.
Totally okay. Now, I like to ask this question. Since you obviously do a ton with the community, you're involved in the co-op downtown for several years, doing big things, getting people interested in art and just loving it. If you had any amount of money, no restraints, no boundaries, what would you do for the community, for this community, for North Dakota?
If I had no boundaries, I would open a community art center.
Okay.
That would have studio space, it would have dark rooms, it would just have all this space that, you could come in and utilize, as well as probably a gallery space.
Okay, exhibits.
But it would be for just people on the street, your average citizen, not professional artists.
Gotcha. Have a little taste.
And it would not be just visual art. I would include music. I would include all art, having this community space.
I was talking with somebody yesterday and they said, I never thought, it was a musician, I never thought about combining musicians and artists and writers and like brewmasters, all these different people together. We all fall in the same category, but we section off.
Definitely.
And it's nice that you thought about that too. Maybe we're thinking about some different stuff.
You know, creativity feeds off creativity. So
Absolutely.
that's not gonna
Yes,
work.
a community studio. Maybe they'll have future robots that can man the studio and clean up our messes.
I hope not.
Okay. train some animals. Train my Ernie dog. He loves to have tasks.
AI is my nemesis.
Okay.
It's kind of ruining photography, I feel, when anybody can type a line and produce an image.
This is true.
And they're just as happy with that as they are.
Oh, but the images are not that great. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more selfish. You give back to the community a ton, just with what you do in your day-to-day work, sharing your images, all of this. Selfishly, if you had, again, same question, disposable income of no limit, no boundaries, no law. Well, I don't want to say no laws, but you were able to bend physics. What would you do in your personal creativity space? Or life, even. If you want to have a giant yacht and just sail around the world, that's cool too.
I don't know, I'm kind of a homebody. I'm not big on traveling distances.
Okay.
I think I would just have a comfortable home. And I probably don't know if it'd be much different, other than I wouldn't have to spend 8 hours a day working. Not that my work is really work, but
You'd have the choice.
yeah, I think my life, if I had unlimited funds, I'd do my best to make the world a better place.
I like that.
Make things accessible to people. And
Oh, that accessibility. Just because you have something doesn't mean everybody else can have something.
You know, same thing with photography. As I said, people will give me cameras, and I was recently gifted a camera collection, a digital camera collection, and I've given away most of those to people.
So they can go forth and create.
People that don't have the means to buy their own nice camera. I even had some tears.
Oh, I bet.
I
Absolutely.
mean, they were good cameras.
And if they're in working condition.
Oh, no, some of them are only a couple of years old, so they're as good as any. And nowadays, even a 10-year-old digital camera is perfectly fine.
Okay.
Digital cameras kind of hit the point where you don't need the newest. You might have some neat features, but your image quality is really not any better.
Okay. That makes sense. Kilns are the same way. They've come a long way. But I think they're a little bit too smart now. Takes a lot of that finesse and wiggle room. Like my kilns, I can tell what's going on just by the smell of them and the color of them and just completely being one with the kiln. I know that sounds silly. But nowadays, I don't even have to be in the studio. I can just pull up an app on my phone and beep, boop, boop. Okay, meh, and go on to what I'm doing. It takes all the fun out of it.
Cameras can be the same way.
Fun.
It's possible to just set your camera up and use your phone to take shots. And to me, that's...
You don't even have to be there. You could be in your recliner at home.
Yeah.
That's wild. Not me. I like to get my hands dirty,
And
obviously.
I do, that's like when I do night photography, you're basically setting your camera up on a tripod and locking the shutter open and just letting it shoot. But I take that time and I'll just watch the stars and listen to what's going on around me. Because, life is totally different when you're standing in the dark compared to the daylight.
Mm-hmm. You can, all your senses magnify.
It feels so different. And it's being out with the northern lights, an incredibly spiritual sensation. And I've gone out to photograph the Northern Lights, and I've just forgotten to.
Lost yourself.
You know, it's just like, I would rather just stand here and
Take it in.
take
absorb.
it in. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Johnathan, it's been such a pleasure to have you today.
Well, thank you.
Your pottery skills, I mean...
My pottery skills.
No. I'm going to say, for every piece that you made, you happily chucked it in the bucket. A lot of people can't.
Oh, no.
And I think that relates back to what you just said.
It's clay. You're going to
I'm
reuse
just
it
gonna,
anyway.
This is true. Thank you. I absolutely will. But you easily chuck that to say, I'm not going to keep that, with you taking in those Northern Lights and say, I'm going to keep this for myself and not capture it. Same with this. Keep this for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you
Keep
for having me.
spreading the love. And it was a joy today.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Nodakian After Hours. Great chat. I want to thank Dakota Media Access. I am loving this. I hope you guys are loving this too. It's been such a good time. Now, if you want to see more, do more, donate to keep this stuff going, check out dakotamediaaccess.org. We're having fun, and if you enjoy it, let us know. Thank you.